So, moving on to our next speaker here. She is working at a company which runs under the motto, powered by experience, driven by passion. And I think that's something what we already realized yesterday. Passion is also one of those buzzwords which we shall not forget in this whole thing of technical environment. She works for ATS Groep in Belgium, that's near to Ghent, where they are located in Merelbeke. And our speaker, she's the account manager for robotics. She plays a key role in the development and implementation of innovative robotic solutions. And she's actively involved from concept creation to solution selling and technical implementation. So this whole, let's say, circle of activity. And with that, she's ensuring technical feasibility while meeting, and now we're coming to the point, customer requirements. Really curious to learn more of that lady who is even wearing earrings with robots, which she got from her partner, as this is her peak interest, I would say. So let's hear more from our next speaker and give her a big round of applause, Laura de Rijcke.
Thank you, Christine. I have the feeling I have nothing more to say, so have a nice day, everyone. I'm going home. No. Thank you, and thank you all for having me here. I have just one note for the organization. Please, can you stop providing us with such tasty snacks and food, because I will go home with a few extra kilos. But, okay, so who am I? Yeah, Christine introduced me really well. Thank you. I'm an engineer, yes, as most of you, in electromechanics. In my previous life, I stayed for a few years in academics, doing some research about exoskeletons. And now I have been for a bit more than 8 years at ATS. So, ATS, I already had the questions here, like, is it the German company? Or is it that Canadian company? Well, no, it's a Belgian company. It, in fact, stands for Advisors for Technical Systems, and it has been, in fact, created by René Schepens already in 1975. Then it was called IRS. Oof, it's complicated in English, that one. And it was purely electrical installations. So then, alone, he found it really a bit alone. So a few years later, in 1984, he started ATS itself, with then, on the time, 50 employees. So still focused on electrical installations and automation. He did his work really well. He had really a passion for techniques and also for looking at what was more on the market. So with the years, he added not only the automation, but also some distributions activity, some mechatronics. He was doing a great job, but he was getting a little bit older, so he was looking for someone to take over, someone with knowledge, and that they could still do their job. So in 2015, he found a partner with Luminous. Maybe some of you already heard of it, like it's part of the bigger group ADF Luminous in France, that stands for Energy and Energy Solutions. But it's still managed by people of ATS. In the beginning, by René. A few years later, René thought, like, let's retire. Not completely. He stayed in the board of directors, and he found himself a new passion. It's like buying smaller companies, which doing the same stuff. And he still really likes it, because each week he's still at ATS. And now in 25, also Hendrik Albrecht, who took over from René, is getting a little bit, looking for something else, retirement. And Philippe de Bruyne took over. So, okay, it's nice that we were taking over by Luminous. We started with one person, then 50. How did it evolve over time? From the 50, when he took over, we were almost 500. It was René's goal to be with 1,000 before he retired. Sadly enough, we were only 975 when he retired. But A few years later, we were 1,500. So in almost 10 years, we went from 500 to 1,500. So I think we are still liking what we are doing. But what are we doing? Today and yesterday, we had already a lot of inspiring talks of what is coming next. What are the trends? What are you working on? Well, in fact, we are an integrator. You make the nice stuff, we buy it and we play with it. That's the fun part. So, let's first check for a few more numbers. ATS. So we are a Belgian company. Where in Belgium? It started in Ghent. Yeah, with 1,500 people, it's a little bit a lot for in Belgium, because here in Germany you have big buildings, a lot of space. In Belgium, that's hard. That's really hard. So we have 30 sites where we are located. Quite mainly in Flanders. Now 2 in Wallonia, 1 in the Netherlands, and 1 in France. But we are still remaining really a Belgian company with all headquarters and knowledge in Belgium. What can we also give as numbers? Well, I already told René expanded. He looked for some other stuff. So maybe let's see what we are doing as expertises. The wholesale, so it's really like selling, I don't know, like PLCs from Siemens or Beckhoff or stuff like that, if you already heard of it, like to industry. Like in that way, for Siemens, we are the biggest reseller for Flanders, so we also liking there what we do. The mechatronics part, it's like 11%. Electro and automation, it's all started with that. We're still doing really a lot in that segment, so it's a bit less than half of it. And especially with the Luminous group, we're the more and more doing in HVAC and energy solutions. So also like solar panels, installations to load your electric car, stuff like that. And we saw we have a lot of people, but are they sleeping in the office or are they actually trying to do something? Well, I think they are trying to generate some money, because even that, okay, I have only the numbers since we took over. Marketing didn't give me all the rest, sorry. But you see, like in 2015, we had almost a bit more than 100 million euros turnover. Like last year, we had like a bit more than triple of that. So I think it's growing well. The numbers of this year, yeah, I don't have them yet. We're still in it. But now, let's dig a little bit deeper, because I wanted to give you some insights of what an integrator is doing. Well, yeah, it's quite complex as we are on different sites, or if we're doing multiple things. I'm going to try to give you an image of it. I'm now concentrating on the things that's interesting for here, for the get-together for robotics. So I'm focusing on the industrial production environment. In that one, we saw we have electro and automation and mechatronics. Yeah, often the first question, which segment are you in? God damn, that's hard to answer. We are in automotive, chemistry, agro, animal, ferro, infrastructure. We are in technology. We like it. You know? You see something, it has to be automated. It's nice. Just do it. Go for it. But what can we all do in that? Well, yeah, let's focus on the mechatronics. What do we do in that one? Is it only machine building? No. It's also a little bit more than that. It's mainly because René, he has a passion. He likes to buy smaller companies and put them all together, let them work together, and make some projects all together. So that's the reason that we have a lot of different disciplines. So, for example, in the mechatronics, we have the vacuum technology. It's quite specific. What does it all mean? You have vacuum, you have like piping it, but also like, for example, especially in the automotive, you have like a part and it needs to be completely, that nothing can pass through it. That even you cannot have like a crack the size of a hair, because otherwise, if something is blowing up, it's not safe. So they need to test it before putting it in your vehicle? Well, we have the vacuum leak test machines to do those tests. Something else, hydraulics. In a lot of projects, you have hydraulics. Yeah. Well, we have some guys really nerds, let me call them like that, but really good in the hydraulics. Machine building. It started with few guys working on a really small place, in fact, between the pigs, because they found there a spot on the farm of one of their fathers, but they could do their thing there. And they started to build machines, only a few of them. And after a few years, they got to do some machines for the automotive, for a Scania, for a Volvo, while inviting the guys over to come over in the pig's farm to do the POC. So you see, like here, we have, for example, a machine wheel screwer, so that the car is passing in front, and automatically you put the wheels next to it, you align it with the vehicle, and the person can simply screw it. It's a semi-automatic one. What do we have else? Skinning machines. You know, when you eat some fish, you don't like to have the skin on it. Well, those kinds of machines. In industry, you have a lot of dirty containers. They put everything in. They want to be clean, hygienic, to use it afterwards. Well, we clean it. Material handling. Oh, now we are coming to the fun part. Something has to come from one side to another one. It can be done with conveyors, can be done with robots, can be done with a complete combination. We try to find solutions. And of course, robotics. It are all nice disciplines. But when it really gets excited, it's when it all comes together. And that are the projects we liked. We are not the one which are selling 100 robotic cells simply for a palletizing application. Always the same. Honestly, then they wouldn't like it in the numbers because our coffee expense would be way too high because we are getting asleep. What do we like is find nice projects with a lot to think about. So let me get to the project. Yeah, how do we get to it? We are thinking together with the customers. Often they are coming to us. I have an issue. That is my people doing. Can you automate it? So we are thinking about the concepts. We are doing the engineering, the manufacturing, the installation, the testing, and the after service. Because that way we learn how to improve, how we can do it better. So give me some examples. Here, a cobot, universal cobot. What it was in the petrochemical that they had in the lab a lot of testing, and each time you had like the few bottles you see on the right side, and the girls working in the lab, they had to unscrew it, and then do the test, and then screw it again. At the end of the day, they had blisters, so they asked us, like, we have 1 square meter, can you place here something that's doing it for us? Okay, let's find something. So we have a complete automatic solution that they put a tray in it, and that it's doing all for them. It's with a UR, Universal Robot. Next one, a project that we installed this year in Germany. Nice, Belgium organization putting something in Germany. We are schaffen das. Oh. So, what was it? We had washing of containers. And first it was like, yeah, can you give us a washing machine? And afterwards, we will see to make it automatic. So it was like, why afterwards? Why not doing it from the beginning? So we made a complete installation that they simply putting it, we are washing it, we are turning it so that it can dry, and we're putting it on again. Another one in France. Why not? When we are going over the borders, as long as we can have fun. It's an autonomous mobile robot, AMR. I guess you all know them. Again, we had like a washing line, and it all started with, can you wash here the containers? Yeah, of course. And the first time we went there, it was like, you want to have a buffer? We can also otherwise automate it, like with AMRs. No, what are you speaking about? We want a washing machine. Okay, here's the offer for a washing machine. A few months later, it was like, yeah, we want to order the washing machine, but it was a nice solution. Can't you automate it completely? Okay, so this was the concept. And on the right side, you see the installation. Next one, in the Netherlands. Here again, it started with, we have some shells, and we want to do some leak test on it. Can you do it? Yeah, of course, here. And yeah, by the way, when speaking, we also want to palletize it. And we have then like a small border where we need to laser the coating out of it by following nicely the trajectory. But yeah, there are problems for later, so don't bother, we will check for it later. Oh, why? Why can't we look for the complete installation? So here you have the installation that the skids are coming with all the products. One robot on the track, an ABB this time, is taking them, putting them on a leak test, afterwards putting them in a second cell where a second robot is lasering the complete shape of it, taking it out, putting it on before a camera to do some checkups, and putting it again. And I see my time is over, so I will try to go a little bit faster. However, now it's maybe for you the most important. Why? Because we like to do this, but we have some challenges. And here you guys will come in. What are our challenges? The diversity. You saw it, I showed 4 projects. It are all different brands of robots. Can also be of PLCs, can be of all kinds of things. There is a diversity in sectors, in brands, in type of projects, in expertises we need. So it's fun, but it's also quite challenging. We have huge risks. Why risks? Because customers are coming to us with a question. They want something, they don't know yet what it will end up with, and especially they don't know what they will have. Sometimes they think that for 10,000 they will have everything. Honestly, it will not happen for that price. So the annoying thing, the engineering phase, often it's not paid before selling the project, while the project phase, we are doing it, but if you don't have the project, yeah, it's a lot of lost time. Sometimes we see opportunity, sometimes it's more chaotic. Often we are sandwiched between the end customer and the supplier, because, yeah, you're making the nice stuff. We are not, we are putting them together. So if you're saying us like, I'm a camera supplier, I will be able to do that bin picking without any issues, and afterwards in the project we see it's not happening, it's hard. What do we have to do? Especially if the supplier is saying like, I sold you the box, now it's your turn. And we need a lot of skills. People are hard to find. So I'm asking you, we have needs. Can you help us with them? What are our needs? Standard, without checking to which is a vendor. I heard yesterday like an interesting word, SRCI. Don't know if you heard about it. I think it's a good way forward. But maybe it's only a first step. Why? Now we're speaking about a standard based on PLCs. Is it tomorrow still going to be with PLCs or with PCs? Or maybe even, I don't know, everything on the net with virtual servers? I don't know, maybe we should think about it. Please give us ways to reduce the risk. Like, for example, with efficient digital twins, you saw we are making a lot of simulations, but if, like, in those simulations, we can already get part of the programming done, if we can use it for testing, it would be really nice. We ask supplier commitment. If you're saying, like, we're schaffen das, okay, but if it's not working, help us. We are all in here together. And make your things smart. With low-code solutions, automation made easy that we can focus on what we like, having challenges and giving the extra step. Do you have any questions? Please? And otherwise, afterwards, ask coffee.
Thank you. Yes. Are there any questions? Bertus.
Of course. I'm waiting for them already.
Not sure if my voice is still okay after the long side meeting yesterday, but so I have one question regarding, you mentioned how the CEO or the founder, his hobby was to acquire all those companies. And I think a challenge is always this company, they're making nice products and they're programming stuff in a certain manner. And then you try to combine it in one company, so you need to kind of align that, and that's sometimes not so easy. How are things going?
It depends also a bit on the company he's acquiring, because sometimes it are really some small companies of 2-3 persons, and it's quite easy to also show them like, okay, first step, listening. What are you doing? Where do you have troubles? And can we help you with our systems? If the answer is yes, that's the easiest case. If the answer is no, give them some time. It will come. Or what they also did, like here with the mechatronics parts, it's like you had like 5-6 companies all situated around Ghent. Well, his thing was he bought a really big, okay, for Belgium size, sorry guys, building with a lot of facilities. So with a battery management system that's regenerating with energy and making the nitrogen for the CNC machines, with solar panels, with windmill, with all kinds of nice mechanical machines. So everyone likes that. With everything you can have, he took all the persons of those companies, he kicked them together in the building. He locked it, and he was waiting like, will it explode or will they talk with each other? They talked with each other. Yeah. And so now we have a nice project. Yeah. So that's also a way of working.
Okay, maybe we can squeeze in one more quick one. And by the way, Bertus, I don't know which side event you're talking about.
Oh, there's one. All right. Welcome, by the way.
Hello, thanks for a very nice introduction. One question, you mentioned a wish to all those vendors. Have you ever tested the SRCI interface, or what is your feedback? Maybe that would be interesting for me to know.
Well, actually, our way to test it is we like to focus on really nice things, and we like to dig deeper inside things we find interesting, but often we don't have the time. So what do we do for that? We take master students, because they have a lot of time, or at least they don't know it, but they have, even if they think they don't have. We give them a master thesis on SRCI. So last year I had one. It wasn't the most successful, I'm sorry. This year I have one again, which is already doing way better. So I'm checking with them, I'm seeing what's coming out, but yeah. Due to last year, I don't have all the results I want yet. So next year, I will give you the answers.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And just with an eye on the time, thank you, Christine. I think we'll wrap it up there. But more from you in the networking break, maybe.
Of course.
Grab hold of Laura. Thank you so much. Round of applause.
Thank you.